Hey everybody, it's Arnisha and this is Good Things Happen on Wednesdays. I know it's been so long. I think February was my last video, so thank you guys for hanging in there and asking about me. So much has happened within these past 3 months and I'm just so excited to finally get back to doing what I fell in love with and keep on pushing forward. So, as you know, I was doing months in reviews, which I'm going to do to give you more of a detailed update on where I've been these past few months and why you haven't been getting your Good Things Happen on Wednesdays. But I hope good things still happen on Wednesdays for you and every day of the week as always. You know, I had some hard times within my family that happened, school, and I just graduated. So that's really exciting. And speaking of graduation, that's a little bit of my topic today. It just talks about how to move on to the next chapter. You know, once a chapter is closed, what do you do to get started on your next one, you know, or how do you finally end one chapter so you can take steps to start a positive next one without dwelling in the past. And that's something that's really important, especially for recent graduates or whatever phase in your life you are in. And feel free to, you know, help write your own story. You don't have to wait for your chapter to end if you want it to end, if you want to start something new. That's something people always have to remember. So firstly, I would just like to say thank you to everyone who supported me, you know, with graduation, motivated me throughout the semester, always asking me, hey, are you going to do your videos again? That really made me feel good because it knows that you guys actually watch, you guys actually care, you guys actually support my dream and my vision. So I really honestly appreciate that. So speaking of chapters ending, so for me, my chapter of school for now has ended. I don't know if I plan on going to grad school in the future or what. School honestly isn't really for me. You know, I learned so much and I love the idea of learning, just not in a class setting, you know, so because a lot of times it's hard for me to pay attention if I'm not interested in the topic, which fortunately with college, you get to pick your major. You have a little bit of control over the types of classes you want to take. Now, every class in your major isn't going to be the best thing in your life. There's going to be some classes that you just have to take. And, you know, you deal with that, you do your best, but it's just not for you. And I've had some classes like this semester that kicked my butt, but I made it to the finish line. So, speaking of getting to today's topic, closing a chapter and starting a new one. When you're ending a chapter, you want to make sure that you're fulfilled with how that chapter went. You know, even if it was the worst part of your life, find something that you can learn from and not repeat in your next stage of life, or do better. There's always something that you can learn from. And I know I've said this plenty of times. You're always going to learn from any mistake, any struggle, because it made you, it molded you, you know? So if something tragic happened or if something really bad happened and you're like, I never want that to happen again, keep a piece of that with you. Don't keep the pain with you. Don't keep the hurt with you, but keep that idea of, I'm better than this. I can do better. I'm going to do better in whatever is next for me. So if you lost a job, okay, put it on your resume and keep on moving. And if it was a job you don't necessarily want them to call to check up on, you could politely leave it off, but you want to keep on moving, get your name out there, get started. You know, the secret to being successful is actually starting. And that's something that is extremely important. So for me, this chapter has ended, but I'm going to use everything I learned and hit the ground running. I have so many plans for this summer. I want to create content. I fell in love with editing videos and creating the content and coming up with ideas and concepts and taking pictures. There's so much that I can do just behind this camera and in front of the camera, and I really fell in love with that, and that's something that I'm going to be pursuing, you know, now that I'm graduated. A lot of people say, you know, once you graduate, you're in the real world. Well, there's still some things that you can hold on to, and make sure you do. So shout out to all the graduates of 2017. Congratulations, whether you graduated in May, whether you're going to graduate in August, whether you're going to graduate in December. Whatever it may be, you did it and keep on pushing. If you're starting grad school, congratulations to you. Do your thing, get that master's degree, get that doctorate, whatever you're going to do, keep it going because your chapter, your book is never finished. And what I mentioned earlier about finishing your own chapter, if you're tired of the way your life is going, if you're just, oh, when is this going to be over? What's next for me? Stop asking the question and get started. Do something different. Switch up your schedule. You know, you can write the end on that page and flip it over and start new. You know, if you're on chapter 3, move on to chapter 4. Keep it rolling. And it's just as easy as that. You know, it could be a one-line chapter. And what I mean by that, it could be something like, oh, okay, I'm going to start new, going to start fresh today. But then you mess up. Okay, so what? You're still going to use that. You don't have to rip that page out, but you're going to use it. You messed up. Use it towards your next chapter. And today is a new day. That's always how you have to think of it. You know, you don't want to be too stuck in the past or too excited for the future. Excuse me, be excited for the future, but you don't want to be stuck in it and let it cause you worry. You know, I'm extremely excited for the future because I can see the blessings down the road, the path that I'm on. You know, as long as I keep working hard and being dedicated and determined to reach my dreams and fulfill who I really am, then nothing's going to stop me. And I wholeheartedly believe in that. So no, I'm not going to live in the future and be like, oh, what about this? What about that? I don't know if this is going to happen. I've learned to just go with the flow. You know, in one of my past chapters, that was me. I was in the future. I don't know this, always questioning everything. And even over this last semester, I've learned so much about myself. You know, I learned to just relax. You can't control everything. It's inevitable. Things happen. People pass, friendships end, relationships start. You meet new people. Babies are born, whatever it may be, but you realize you can't control anything. You can't control everything. And what I could control, I did. I took a grasp as hard as I could. You know, God woke me up in the morning. So what do you do with that day? Am I going to wallow and be sad? Yes, sometimes I had my hurt days, my negative days, but I remembered that I have so much more ahead and to look forward to that I'm not going to get stuck in that moment. So I'll leave you with this today. Just remember, it's an endless book. You can forever keep writing. You could have as many chapters as you want. You could have one chapter and continuously grow and add and let it blossom. Or you can restart one, start fresh, but don't forget you can always look back at where you came from. And you can always be excited for where you're going. So with that, I hope you guys have a good thing happen to you this Wednesday. I'm so excited to be back. I'll be making a mini months in review video. It's going to be a compiled of February, March, April. My goodness. And I'll do half of May. We'll just get it all in there. Just to give you an update on what I've been doing, what has happened in my life, and where I'm going. So just to all of you graduates, people who are tired in their phase of life, you can do it. Your chapter may have ended. One big moment in your life may have come to an end, but don't let that stop you. Don't let that be your end. Keep pushing and make those memorable moments. Make your headliner chapter stories. Do whatever you have to do and keep pushing. So with that, I say thank you so much for watching, and always remember, good things happen on Wednesdays.